Hi everybody, it's Jay Victoria, the Energy Queen. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so excited that you're here. I just posted the weekly energy update. You could find that for November 10th. But honestly, at the end of that video, I got a little bit into a different energy where I really started to talk to people who I knew I could feel were watching. Sometimes I feel the energy of you watching, even though in linear time you'll be watching in the future, but energy is limitless, so you can go into future and tune into that. And it made me feel like, you know what, I want to do a video just to speak to you, like on that frequency, that like some things that maybe you need to hear today or tonight, wherever you are. I just want to tell you some things. If you feel alone, if you feel sad, if you feel like you're at the end of your rope and you feel disconnected from the world and from other people, and I want to talk to you because the thing is, like, I think as humans sometimes we feel disconnected because we don't realize that we're part of something bigger. Like, the way that our souls are is, it's like a dichotomy. You exist individually, but you're also part of something bigger at the same time. And I like to use the words, the body of Christ. I think that we really are, our aliveness is like, I think only through the Spirit of God, only through God can things become alive. So you're alive, right? That's why you're watching this. You're alive. You can agree with me on that. So don't you know that you share the life you have inside of you with, like, a flower? I brought this flower for this video from my bouquet in front of me. You have the life that this flower has, now immortalized through the magic of YouTube. But for real, like, they're so beautiful and they're alive, and so are you. And how could you not be who you're supposed to be? Like, that aliveness expresses itself in so many different ways, in grass, in rabbits, in trees, in humans, in just so many things. Like, we know that nature is alive, because if a flower can die, that means it must have been alive. Even grass can die, so that must mean, well, it's not dead, it's alive. So you're not alone, because you're part of that bigger unity of things that are alive. And don't fool yourself into thinking that when you leave this body, that's it. The aliveness is eternal. Energy can't be created or it can't be destroyed. It's just, it moves, it's like that aliveness is indestructible. And I know that through working with energy. Positive energy you cannot erase. It is, once it's created, it is literally eternal. Like, when I do sessions on people, you guys, and I see negative energy, I see positive energy. Yeah, you can't erase positive energy. You can cast a shadow in front of it, which is what happens when we have negative energy inside of us, but it never takes away the positivity, ever. So even if you're feeling like you're not yourself, or you're not where you were 5 years ago, or you're never going to be yourself again or feel okay again, you will, because that's who you are. No one can take that. And I feel like especially if you never heard anybody say this before. Like, I want to say it for you, that the way you feel is not just you. I feel alone sometimes. Everybody knows that feeling. And even if you think everybody has more friends and everybody is more popular and everybody has a relationship and everybody, whatever the thing is that it feels like everybody has, or more likes or more followers, more this or more that, I want you to remember, like, you cannot be separated from the unity that is just the truth. Like, you and every single thing that is alive is connected. You're all from the same source. And so even if you feel alone here in this human life, the fact is you're just not. And if you look for evidence that you are actually more connected to the people around you than you think, that other people around you feel the same way. And especially, I think the healing comes from trying to make sure other people don't feel alone. Because you can see that sometimes they do. People doubt themselves so much. Like, as humans, we can't see the spiritual truth, right? We just see the physical reality. So like we just don't know sometimes, and that can be painful. So I wanted to shed some light on that. Like, you're not alone. You are beautiful. There's no way you can't be who you're supposed to be. And you're eternal. You're loved. You're alive. And you are part of the body of Christ. You are unified with everything that's alive. That will never be taken from you. That's the absolute truth. And sometimes in life, we go through seasons and times where we're alone. And that's okay too. Because you can grow in a specific way sometimes, getting strong and knowing who you are, and understanding yourself and your own frequency and the way you see the world. And that's so valuable. Because the truth is, if you spend too much time with other people, and that doesn't feel nourishing to you, and it doesn't feel like it brings you your spirit out, then like you have to realize, like, you were put here to give something and be something, and that matters. And so when you spend time alone, it can help you reconnect to that purpose that you have. And I think sometimes when we see people, you know, you might be looking at me, or, you know, see people helping other people, and you think, oh, well, they just have this or that, or, you know, you're able to say that because of this or that. Trust me, I have been very alone in my life. I, like, spent most of my, I would say the first half of my 20s, like, alone, like literally alone, because I was going through so much. And you can feel really misunderstood and really disconnected, even from your family, even from people who you thought would be there for you. And that can make you feel more lonely. And then you can be like, no one's there. And that can make you feel hopeless. And you're like, I don't even, God's there. I remember I went to a priest once, and I straight up asked him if God was real. I was just like, tell me the truth. And he said, yes. He was I asked the right priest that question. Give a beautiful answer. He just said, yes, of course, you know, yes, of course he's real. He loves you. You know, he said something beautiful that made me feel like I could believe it without feeling crazy, because I had, you know, friends around me saying this or that, you know, and I was in university where people were questioning everything, and, you know, philosophy and all these things. And I just sort of felt really troubled by the idea that, you know, I had friends who were atheists, and I had friends who were agnostic, and they would argue things, and so it made me really question, like, well, what's the truth here? And he gave such a beautiful answer, and it wasn't even just him saying it. It was like, I think I just needed reassurance in what I already felt. And if you really feel inside of yourself what feels right and what feels true and what feels hopeful, even though there can be a lot of cynicism in the world, and cynicism so often portrays itself as truth and smart and logic and wisdom, the real truth is always love. There's nothing more powerful than love. In the energy world, that's it. Nothing. And that's what you're made of. So when you hear quality wisdom, like, you can feel it in your soul. And it's a feeling that is communicating something beyond words. These are ideas that just, you can feel them in you. The aliveness in you comes more alive because of, it's like something's getting pulled out of you that's just so real. You can feel that. And so that's what I want to tell you today, that even if you feel alone, even if you feel troubled, even if you feel like you can't go on, even if you feel like nothing will get better, you don't know if God's real, you don't know if anybody's there. You might be watching me and thinking, all I have is this chick on YouTube. But you know what? I felt your energy and I showed up for you. You're not alone. What if I tuned into your frequency to speak directly to you? What if I did that? Energy is limitless. Someone can read your energy from across the world just like you're right beside them. Someone can, we're all so intuitive because we're all spirits, and spirits are from the energy world, And so you would be surprised at how much people know about you, even if you don't say it, even if you feel like no one cares and nobody notices. We're all connected, remember? We're all part of something bigger. And you matter. And we're all equal as well. There's no one that's better. On Earth, we have hierarchy, And I think that's what can make us feel troubled, if that's part of what's troubling you. We literally act like someone is more important because they have more dollars. We act like they're inherently more important. But that's not true. And one of the things that I love, that really taught me a lot, was the Titanic, the story of the Titanic. I went to journalism school in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And I wrote a story on, I forget now, I think it was an exhibit at the Titanic that they have there. Because the Titanic, there were a lot of bodies that were found on the shore in Halifax. They had a huge funeral, and so many bodies are buried there. I went to the graveyard. That was so powerful. And, I learned all about the history, and I got to go see all these artifacts from the actual ship, which was so, oh my God, you could see the menus. You could see, if you want to feel better about your life, let's talk about the Titanic. No, I'm kidding. But for real, you could see the forks they used. You could see the tickets. My God. And then you saw the photographs, and you saw, just so many real things right in front of your face. And I remember, this is before I started working with energy, and I remember thinking, I'm really feeling something here. And I felt this thing about it that I didn't really have an outlet to talk about, but I can say it here now. And that's that when that ship went down, it didn't matter what class you were in. Your money did not save you. Your poverty did not save you. The hierarchy that was so in place that we just set up in society, it's so real and so protective. The truth is, the only thing you have is God. You know, that's it. And everybody's equal, because when the ship went down, everybody went. And it really fascinated me that the people in the higher class during their lives probably had this sense of uppityness, and I'm above and I'm better and I'm more protected and I'm never gonna die. I wouldn't, like, how dare you kill me on the Titanic alongside of, you know, all the people who don't have money. Like, but the truth is, the ship went down and everybody went. Did not matter what you had, what class you were in, what your title was, how beautiful you were, what you wore. Like, literally, it just, everybody together. And so in life, we can get so fooled by those appearances, can't we? And it doesn't mean that you can't value money and value beautiful things and, you know, be happy and be successful and abundant. I think it's so wonderful, actually, to have prosperity is so joyful. But we can't fool ourselves into thinking that one of us is better than the other, right? You want to be somebody who uses your prosperity to lift others up, right? Wouldn't that be the best use of your success? Just to have joy, but also to share joy, to reinforce to other people who are feeling sad like you might be feeling right now. They might be feeling hopeless. They might be homeless. They might not have anything to eat. To really help them know that they matter too. And the thing about feeling sad and feeling alone, I want to tell you, is it gives you so much compassion. How would I ever have so much compassion about this topic if I hadn't been through it? I would have none, literally. If I didn't have that problem, I would probably doing something else right now. But it's like, you have to remember the things that you go through, you will never forget. And again, you're not the only one. So at some point, you're going to turn around and you're going to be the person for somebody else. So you're not alone. And even if other people feel like they're ahead of you, they're not better than you. We're all equal. You matter. And if you need to talk about something, I'm going to put my email in the description. And I just wanted to really just do this video for anybody who needs it, you know, and to tell you that that is the truth. Even if all the negative energy is telling you a bunch of lies that you're not good enough and whatever it is, let's just feel the healing that's here, that the truth about you. And I hope that this helps you. Okay? And if you need me, that's my email. Comment, you can email me. And I do free consults if you want to do a consult about your energy, get some help with your energy. And yeah, and remember to reconnect to the source of where you're from, right? That aliveness. Who is that? What is that? What is that? Light, love, God, they're all the same thing. That's your true identity. Wow, you're so powerful. Wow, you're so loved. And wow. Wow, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. All things. All right, thank you so much for watching. I've been playing with the rose the whole time, so now it looks like this, but it is beautiful. Just like you. Bye.